you guys, what is going on? This is Erica Trinell. I don't have D here with me tonight because he's a little under the weather, but we're okay. We're gonna be okay tonight. I'm kind of used to this, doing this a little bit by myself, but actually he's been real. Let's go over here. Where it goes? Okay, no one knows. Okay, no one knows. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. All right. He's a little under the weather, so I'm going to be taking charge of what's going on. What's going to happen tonight. You guys, I will talk about the Atlanta Housewife reunion because I did watch it. It was it was okay. It was not well. Let me stop. It was definitely not okay. The storyline was whack. Portia carried the show. Um, I just don't see where there's a need for some of the, I guess we call the OGs to come back. I do want Nita to come back. I want Phaedra to come back. I want Portia to stay. And I mean, I do want Candy to come back, even though I don't think she brings too much flavor to the show. It's just her presence itself, because I guess she's been there so long and she can stir some stuff or make somebody kind of dislike her a little bit. I just think like Phaedra and Candy left off on a wrong note, and I do believe that they need to either resolve or let the fans understand the ending. You know what I'm saying? We saw the beginning. We would like to see the ending of that. So before I go into that, y'all put my glasses on because I can't see blood. It was like, oh, I just blood up, Erica. Okay. I'm glad that my YouTube is starting. People are coming to view a little bit. I'm working hard, you guys. I'm new to the YouTube deal, but I do appreciate those who are actually starting to view videos. Thank you. I was gonna I did my intro, and also, I wanted D to, introduce himself. You guys to see him next Wednesday. And to be honest, you guys, I couldn't promote it all because I'm in Facebook jail because I made a comment, seeing something instead of just keeping it in my head. I said it. I texted. I said something actually was like real crazy, and I just say black people are crazy. I'm black, so I just didn't think everything offends everybody, and it's just so aggravating. You don't know what you can and cannot say anymore. Like, it's just basically you're so bored with yourself to you so worried about what other people have to say. That's just ridiculous. But moving along, you guys, I hope that you did Saturday gone. I hope that you did see the funeral of DMX. I definitely, I knew he was big, but to the magnitude, I guess I just didn't understand it. But he was really loved. And maybe he didn't know how much he was loved. So, my word to everyone else, obviously some things are not fixable. You can love your family, but love them from a distance, kind of, and actually pray for them. And sometimes you have a wedge so big until sometimes you can't fix it. And the minute the other person dies or something happens to that person, I wish I would have done this, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I just don't have any more regrets. I'm like 48 years old, finna be 49. I done done all I can do on this earth, but I'm not ready to go or nothing like that. So don't think I'm just talking about crazy stuff like that, okay? But I was put in Facebook jail, and I'm definitely tired of that. I wish someone can tell me who can I talk to in reference to that, because I mean, my page is always being trolled by someone because of my comments. So people will just say something to me and then I rebuttal, and as soon as I rebuttal to them, they'll contact Facebook and tell Facebook that I said something to them. And I'm like, I mean, well, they started it. It's crazy. But that's just a life of, pretty much you are basically controlled. You have no freedom of speech anymore. Thanks to certain folks, they have all these new rules in place, right? So I did see D traveling, and I wanted to ask him where he went so he can explain some things to you guys. But we're gonna wait till next week to even do that. You know what I'm saying? We just get to DMX. You know, his real name is Earl Simmons, and I didn't know that his name is Earl Simmons, but you know, we call him DMX so much until the government name doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know about other fans, but the government name doesn't mean anything to me. I kind of was raised off of DMX. Love the rough, rugged part of him. The you know, his slang language also. Giving it to you raw, you know, whether we like it or not. The new generation is not with some of the stuff, but yes, they are. I forgot. They are. But you know, he stayed on top for a while, you know. And also, you know, I did not know he was one of the 5 top rappers of all times. From sound scans, he sold at least 223 point something million. Let me make sure I get accurate on that one. Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, 23.3 million albums. Do you hear that? He's really a legend of all times. He's definitely a legend of all times. He also have released at least one mixtape, 2 extending play EPs, 47 singles, including 17 feature artists. I mean, have features from himself with other artists, and he also did 24 videos. You know, and it's like he took a turn for whatever reason. And right now, let me make sure I get that so yeah, I can go look at it because I don't want someone saying, "Well, she said this or she said that." You know, they're saying, according to, where are they? Where is that article? Where y'all can go see. They claim he's in a negative. Go to celebratenetworth.com. They're saying that DMX is in a negative $1 million, which I don't believe. I think immediately when he died, skyrocket. I don't know this guy's name, but I'm gonna get his name by next Wednesday. He just get on and just talk so negative for likes, you know, regardless to who own your masters or not. Guess what? We didn't have money to get in the foot in the door. And regardless of whatever it is, I think some people don't understand. It's not even about if I could ever own my masters. It's about the music, you know. And it would be good to be able to own your masters so you could leave a legacy out here. But however, you know, you just can't control your pocketbook or your you know, your money flow whenever you walk into the game, you know. He was born December the 18th, 1970. That make him what? How old is he? How old is Earl? 50 years old. He was born like 2 years before me. Dang, I'm getting old. Dang, that's crazy. Also, what I seen was so amazing. I guess he was in this Rough Rider motorcycle gang or something like that. Not gang, but you know, club. Let me correct that. And he had thousands and thousands of motorcycles trailing him through his last days, you know, his last time body wise on earth, you know. Obviously, we know that you know, not hopefully, I'm sure he crossed over. He had a beautiful spirit. We're going to stay positive on that. This casket was on this, what do you call this truck? A Ford F-250 monster truck. I mean, he had to basically plan his own funeral himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless his ex-wife just knew. you know, or she just put her input because she's been with him since the beginning, you know. I love her, the respect that she displayed with him, with his fiance, letting her know it's okay, you know. Our children are siblings. Basically, we will have to, this shall pass, you know. He loved us, and, you know, basically, he loved them in their own unique way, you know, or whatnot. And it's good when you went through the trenches and you're no longer together, but you have love for each other, and you still can be co-parent, friends, best friends, partners, you know, whatever it was, you know. Um, he has some of the biggest people there, like Jay-Z, Kanye, Fabulous, Beyonce, Baba. I can't say his last name, y'all. Um, She Murder, I believe She Murder or something like that. But and Busta Rhymes and many more. Okay. What was incredible? Y'all can say what y'all want about Kanye. He's for me, I think he's a genuine person, and I don't think he's crazy. Y'all just call him crazy just to, I guess, you don't want him doing what you don't want him to do, and he's going to do what he wanted to. He raised, allegedly, he raised over a million and something dollars, by designing some T-shirts for his funeral memorial or whatnot. I think that was super awesome for a person to do. And I'm sure it was out of his pocket, you know, whatever he done and contribute. I mean, his choir was like so amazing, you know. The way that, you know, I've seen a bunch of clips because obviously I wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. So obviously, I mean, everything just looked at on time, and it was like he preached his own funeral, you know. And I just can't name like one person who did what he done Saturday, you know. Everything was super amazing, you know. It was just super amazing, and you had a bunch of A-class, probably white and black, I'm not for sure because I wasn't there, celebrities there, and you just can't get too many rappers that have passed to get those amount of people at a funeral. So he definitely was loved in their own way, and I guess value relationships. You know, I didn't see like clips where, you know, you laugh because, you know, you didn't know he was just that funny because he looked so serious all the time, you know. So for me, that was super cool, you know. That definitely was cool. That, you know, we thought we knew, we didn't, you know. So obviously he was a good guy. We just know what the tabloids would throw out there about him, or make him seem like he's some type of, you know, too troubled person. Like this man had some type of anointment over him, you know. And you know, those type of people, you know, you can't talk too down on their situation when they have been through the storm and rain, and basically they made it, you know. Some of the stories I have heard, it is just for me awful or whatnot. For us the stories, you know, but you know, you really don't know what's true and what's not true. So I don't pretty much feed into a lot of the rhetoric that they speak of or whatnot. I just kind of like go with the flow and just look for the person about the music. Like it's all about the music for me or whatnot, you know. As I've seen when Nas spoke, you know, deep, Swiss beats. He pretty much said if it wasn't for DMX, I just don't quote me, but just go back and pay attention. He wouldn't be where he's at now, and that's a man to even say that, you know. His wife, when I keep telling you over and over, she had the most amazing speech. You know, her speech was just amazing, you know. And it moved me. You know, I seen the children, they moved me. So basically he had good relations with his children. You know, you can kind of say a person was troubled, but his kids love them. Like you have some people who don't look trouble and their kids hate the sight of their parents, or they even hate being around their parents. I mean, we all have our days with our children, right? So it is what it is. But I kind of like enjoyed, watching the clips, watching those the way that they put his funeral together, the way they laid him down. I mean, he couldn't have asked for anything more. And I pray some type of way that God get his masters to his children, to the rightful owners, um, because you have house ends. I don't know if I can say house on here, but they just talk. They just always have something to say about something. They always it's always a death it's to me it's a celebration. Okay. We rejoice. I'm from Louisiana, so you basically, if you for me, if you're done right by that person, you will shed a tear, but you won't be all over the floor flipping around, because that person lived his life to the fullest. Now, however, if a child or if a mother has bury their child, that stuff is like totally different, okay, from just burying your mom versus having to bury a child. So that's a different type of pain. I mean, I guess pain is, for me, is levels to pain. It depends on whatever it is. My kids, I will probably lose my mind. A boyfriend, I will be devastated, hurt. I can't say too much about my mom because obviously I lost her when I was a kid, right? But for is, there's different levels to pain. I know I'd be more sick if my children, something happened to one of my kids, versus happening to my boyfriend, or, if I had a husband, obviously my pain would be the same as my kids, because that's considered unconditional love. And I thought unconditional love is nothing to play with. I just tell you, love is nothing to play with, you guys. That's all I can tell you. But for his DMX, I pray that, he's at peace, because I definitely don't know where we go after this. We can say 100 times where we go, where we supposed to go, according to the Bible, but no one has tested that, some people say they died and came back. I just think you dreamed and you just woke up out your dream before you got too deep in your dream. So we haven't tasted. I just don't see people tasting the seriousness of death. I just pray that he is in a more peaceful environment. I definitely pray for that. But enough of DMX. We're going to talk about George Floyd. Yeah. You guys, this is the first trial I nitpick. I nitpick kind of like what I wanted to see and what I didn't want to see, because it was so long. It was so, for me, disgusting, because I know everyone has to have their trial date. I know everyone, but I mean, this was just plain cut to the point. It's nowhere possible. I don't know. Obviously in my mind, I would be the juror, the executor, and the judge, but, fortunately in our society, you are, you have to go to trial to proven all the way guilty. You are guilty when you walk in, no matter what. You no longer not guilty and proving yourself innocent, or I might have said that wrong. I think I said that wrong. I think nowadays you're guilty, and now you got to prove yourself innocent. And even when you prove yourself innocent, people will give you the side eye or whatever it is. Your whole reputation, your career is over with. Like T.I. now. We don't know if they did that, but guess what? This man done lost his show. He done lost a lot of things behind this, right? So obviously, whenever, the George Floyd the verdict came, I was like, what the hell? They really found him guilty of all 3 charges. I was like, I had to come back in the house, and I literally went out the door, came back in the house, and went back out the door, came back in, and just like looked, and I had the most chill atmosphere it was, because I just could not believe that, I just could not believe that they found him guilty. Um, I mean, I'm just serious. Like maybe one charge, but not all three. So, the world is really making a statement that we're just not going to have it anymore, because, like since the George Floyd, it's like certain cops are so angry right now, right? They're so angry that they're going to have accountability at this point when it comes down to hurting somebody. They're going to have to stand up to the mic. So I don't, like, honest to God, I don't know what's going to come of this. But at the end of the day, it's like they still haven't stopped killing. Like they just had another incident. I haven't read it all the way, but for me, this guy have a grown son that had to watch his father with his hands on his steering wheel and he didn't even try to bag out when they were shooting at him. He was trying to bag forward to try to save his own life versus not even hurt them. And when they found him, they said that his hands was on the steering wheel. I have to get his name. Y'all be out of jail in 23 hours, probably 16 or 15 hours now. Tomorrow I'll post a lot of stuff on my content. Like I said, people are now going back to my videos. Now they got to start finding me. I have to keep, going, and people start coming in. I thank everyone who are starting to go watch the videos. But at the end of the day, with this situation, that situation is horrible, just as horrible as that, because on the video you can really see George life leaving his body. You can see. I just don't understand how someone don't. I just didn't understand. And some of these, not a lot, because the only thing I can say about cops, I mean, I know they getting the boot about everything, right? Only thing I can say about cops, if you're a good cop, then call the bad ones out. And that will make you a good cop. You know what I'm saying? You may go in doing the right thing. Even as a cop, we know sometimes people don't want to go to jail. Obviously, Black people, they run to keep from going to jail. Why get upset and your ego gets the best of you? You shoot that person in the back because you have someone to protect you. That's not right. It's just not. And I'm not going to say the word glad. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this man's, not that he intended to sacrifice his life. His life was sacrificed. And we as Black people, we just haven't woke us up. You know what I'm saying? Like, something has to happen. And it may get bad before it gets good. And sometimes, everything is not clean, So I do know that we can't fix a system. It has to be destroyed, rebuilt, and put in the right place for this new generation to survive. Because to be honest, whatever high power above us is not going to constantly let this keep going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we was designed for land, to be able to go somewhere and have shelter, and man put taxes and everything on, land, just so that people can't go no longer and rule and conquer and take away from people. You know what I'm saying? So it was a system put in place that everything is government, so that we don't have the outlaw like it was back in the day, when people ruled and conquered and took over certain things, coats and, like people, land, took, everything from whomever they fought with. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that something actually has to happen. Like, something has to happen. And until it does, we can keep, talking about Biden and what Obama did, which right now I'm still waiting for somebody to help me out. My business and stuff, And I mean, I contact my congressman, her that's here in Tampa, and I mean, if I send something from 3 or 4 emails, I still send you a message. It doesn't matter where those emails came from. And when you have issues with the SB, and all these people are basically don't have a business, haven't got registered, but they're getting loans and everything else with no problem. And here I am, legal as a newborn baby coming out to this world, and you just give me such a problem. And they just talk to you so disrespectful. And when you talk disrespectful back, they just go off. But let me get off. Don't get off of course. I can appreciate those 12 jurors, even though I don't think, if you can't walk in and just be a lawyer, right, and you have all the knowledge, I don't understand how 12 people can decide your fate, because they don't know. You tell them to follow the rules, right, of the law. Those people are not qualified. So I never understood that. I never understood you getting human beings off the street that is not of knowledge of like anything for its law. You basically depended on these people to say, they said this, I think this is what this means. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have gotten away. But I mean, I guess we in a new day. We got to be in a new day. I guess it pisses me off because they said, oh, well, at least we got one. No, we don't need to be saying at least we got anything. We didn't get, like we got one for such and such. No, you didn't. you got that for him. Like he got justice for himself. Everyone else has to get justice on their own, and again, some situations, it just depends on, for me, when cops do things like shoot people and all that, it just depends on your value to him. Because I done seen a lot of videos this week where even a cop got stabbed in the neck and that guy still didn't get shot. I seen a young boy here in Tampa stabbed the cop in a running area, and the cop steady was pleading with him. You know what I'm saying? So when you shoot, African American people down, right? I mean, I even hate the word black and white. I wish they just take color out. I'm just being honest. When you take the word color out, it won't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just the value of a person when you engage with a person. I believe it's more like the value. How do you value to that cop whenever you encounter with him? You know what I'm saying? And it's more an ego trip with some cops. Some cops are just dead on right. And I mean, we have to call stuff a spade, because sometimes we do get mad because, like I definitely been upset, and God probably wanted me off the internet because I would have said more stuff than I was saying. But the young girl, I just think like it's just crazy how the value of life is like this little to people, to some people, I just do, and like I said, we change some things for is, because I get mad, I'll say your black ass, or I say get your white ass out my, like you just say certain things, right? And it's not intending to hurt, it's just you saying what you're comfortable with saying. Like if I have white friends around me, we say things like it's, like even the N word, that word shouldn't offend nobody, because you're not that, right? So why are you harboring over this N word? You know what I'm saying? Oh, they know what it means when they say it. Okay, and when I say what I say, they know what they mean too, right? So therefore, for me, I'm like, it's just a lot of stuff needs to change. It just does. It just does have to change, right? And this man had to die. It's bad. He had to die. Like a lot of men before him had to die. And they said this person had sacrificed. Every time something happened and something good, this person sacrificed their life for this. This person sacrificed their life for that. Some people didn't sacrifice anything. They did not tell someone to decide to kill them. So sacrificing means that I'm knowing well that I will die doing X, Y, and Z. That's what I believe sacrificing is. I don't know. Y'all just have all these different definitions of stuff and defining words. And I mean, we're just in a messed up generation right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, you took the rainbow. I used to always the rainbow. We go to rainbow. We see gold and happiness and stuff. We'll get the pot of gold. We'll see a leopard. Now rainbow. Let me talking about the other party. You know what I'm saying? So those things do bother me, like the DMX and the George Floyd thing. You know, we didn't talk about this already, and we have gone over it already. I want you guys, Dr. Umar, I think it's Umar, is UMAR. All right. Today on the Breakfast Club, no, I think it was yesterday. I think it was a day ago. Okay. He pretty much breaks stuff down. He lets you talk. He's so educated. He break stuff down. You know what I'm saying? And not that he make you feel stupid. It's like you trying to make him contradict what he says. And he always have the most intelligent respond to you. Like he just does. You know what I'm saying? So he was on the Breakfast Club like the other day. And he did speak about mixed marriages, why we shouldn't do it. He spoke about this 15, 16-year-old young lady. Emmy, him and had a few exchanges, not like in a bad way, but he made him understand why he feel the way he feel. And so Emmy had to like, okay. But see, when you have law enforcement in your family, and especially Emmy's father, I believe he was officer. So he kind of know the dangers that his father went through. So pretty much you're going to kind of think as if your daddy was a cop, basically. And if that was your father, and everybody like, if that was my daughter, I wouldn't have wanted that girl to kill my daughter, but you shouldn't want your daughter to be picking with someone to push them to that level. That's the type of stuff that I get aggravated about. Everybody see the ending of something and think, okay, well, she shouldn't have. Well, what happened before that? You get what I'm saying? Like, what would make someone, unless they just cuckoo for their pebbles, decide to like get a knife? And it was two girls, and they explained, the people on the video, because the internet, okay. But I was listening to the people, even I didn't know she was a foster kid, found that out later. The foster mom said they was arguing about cleaning. How you, as a teenager, get to argue with me and not the person, the owner of the house? See, a lot of this stuff just don't make no sense. It's called bullying. You know, I went through stuff similar when I was younger, and I had to learn, you have to learn how to fight real early. You know what I'm saying? I had an aunt that like picked all the time, like for no reason. And I'm like, at the time I was the most quietest thing. I know it don't look like it now, but I was the most quietest person in the house. I spoke rarely at that time. I was going through, I guess, whatever as a child, watch my mom get killed, right? And so you move into a home with someone else, and you know them, but when you move with them, everything is like totally different from you going visiting versus you living with them. You know what I'm saying? Like living with them permanent. Like it's good and fun sometimes. I would love to live with grandma. I would love to live with my auntie. But when you physically have to live there, it's like a whole different ballgame. You know what I'm saying? So I understood her, her demeanor. Because when you kind of get sick and tired of someone thinking, oh, I could just push her around, I can make her go watch this, I can make her go do that. I'm like, bitch, no, you can't. I'm the eldest of my mama children, and you're not gonna play with me like that. And that was my attitude. Like after a while, it took a while, right? Because I'm so young. I'm like 7, 8 years old. So like I'm getting 10, 11, like I'm gonna beat this, in my opinion, I'm like, man, I'm gonna beat this hoe up. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking at my auntie like she's like a year or two, like she was like 2 years older than me. That's what really pissed me off, because my mama had me early on, and her mom had kids, her second set of kids, kind of, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really know the age, but she had two other kids, right? And they were around my age. One was 3 years old, one was 2. And I'm looking like, girl, you just know, you're not like a auntie to me, because you look more like a sister, because we were around the same age, and you're not gonna keep effing with me. You know what I'm saying? And calling names and all this. And so I'm calling names back because I was taught at a young age, defend yourself, right? And so when you don't have when you had a strong union, like my mom and dad was not together, but the union for us was strong. Like my dad come and get us every weekend, no matter what. Every weekend we was with him. During the week we was with her. It was just what it was, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And pretty much we basically had a system in place. System broke, she died, got killed. The system broke, he strayed away, and it happens that way. So now you stuck. We as kids are stuck in a no winning situation, So I understood when she was fed up. That's why I think I went so hard, because I know when you're super fed up with the thing over and over, it's easy for a human being to say what you should have done. When you're calm, you will say those things, because that's not what you normally would do. You know what I'm saying? You would not normally go off the edge. You would not normally, you know what I'm saying, hurt somebody, because that's something you don't do. But if you're in a situation where someone is bam, bam, like this picking, nicking, picking, nicking, whatever, you're just going to explode, And I think the last straw is when, with me and my aunt had a fight, and obviously, I won. Then the other auntie jumped in, so it was 2 against me. The one, I was like probably 110 pounds at that time. I know it don't look like it, but I was, boo. But and my grandmother just came from nowhere. It was behind washing dishes, and I told her I wasn't going to do it. I told her she needed to do it, because she got up late at night and will eat, and obviously we all did it, but she thought like I guess a maid or something, and I just told her I wasn't doing it. And she's like, she'll do this and do that to me. So, okay, bring it on. And I sit there, you know how when you sit like that, okay, come on. I bet you won't, and as soon as she stepped, because she's a quick-handed person, she'll fight in a minute. I just handle my business. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember my mom just said, look, hey, I don't care, win, lose, or draw. Do not let nobody ever think a punk or hit you, and don't ever let nobody get the last lick. Don't ever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I won't. I try to diffuse things and it don't look like it, but I really do, because I'm cool like everybody. I was cool like everybody. But at the end of the day, when you cross in a bad way, if I get the ups, I get the ups, and we're going to have a problem. So I felt her pain. I just didn't get killed. Because my grandmother came in there, she just came for me, because she seen the other auntie who's normally watching everybody get involved. So they assumed, I don't know what they could have assumed, but it was 2, now it's 3 against me. And I left one shoe off and one shoe off. Like, you put this child in a group home away from mom. And I mean, obviously I don't know the deal, and I probably will never know the deal. You know what I'm saying? She may have caught me whooping. She may have been had a attitude problem, a disobedience or something like that to her mom, or her mom probably wasn't, whatever, you never know. Like, I don't really know what the reasons why she was put in there, but the system is not good for our kids. They're just not. Like, they're not good for our kids at all. Locking them in there, look what happened. Someone's kid is dead. Regardless of how bad she may have been, no matter what that situation was, someone's kid, it's not good. It is, you hear so many bad things, even with DMX, like not like something happened to him sexually, because I don't know, but he had a rough time. You know, his mom just left him, allegedly left him, act like they were visiting and just left him. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine somewhere being told to do, how to do it. You can't eat, or you can't even go in the refrigerator. I don't know how that home stuff go. So I was around people who's supposed to love me. So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I understood why she got so angry. And it was just, all bets were off at that point. And if she's going through all of this, I'm sure caseworkers knew, everybody knew. They always turning the blind eye, y'all. I promise on God, they always turning the blind eye unless they're trying to take your kids away from you. They're trying to break up your home instead of keeping those kids with you, or figuring out some type of other method. Well, let's just take them out the home. But you got other kids there. It's like, it can't be that bad because you left the other kids, right? So, you know, it should be some type of other solution other than snatching kids that probably have a mother there and just probably stressed out, don't know what to do because this kid is rebelling, stuff like that. Now look at this young lady, straight A student at that. Like she couldn't have been that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because she's doing her work. She's doing certain things. Who are you to tell somebody what to do? You're a teenager like me. Or I forgot, they said they were older people. So I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they were the foster mothers, family members. We don't really know what's going on. But at the end of the day, I do see people going to jail. I just do. Because if she the one really made that 911 call, and she was the one saying they were trying to stab her and she got a knife to defend herself, and he drove up knowing that this girl crying, knowing that this girl then said what danger she's in, and you just jumped out your car and shot her, he's going to have a problem. And a lot of people don't think so. And I think I'm going to tell you this. I believe that was her called and let them know what was happening and what was going to happen, because the news people been pushing a narrative that if that was your daughter, what would you do? They ain't telling the whole story. They didn't even get the whole story of what happened. They pushed the narrative towards that cop. And that's when I got mad. I was super mad. Well, tell the whole story. Like, why did it happen? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was me and the cop was not involved. You'll tell from the beginning to the end. And that's the only thing that pisses me off with these cops. You know what I'm saying? Some of these reporters, you know, they act like, oh, I'm so pro this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pro that, I'm pro this. See, black folks is getting killed. Now you have a half mixed child, that 14-year-old guy, I don't know if he was mixed, what he was mixed with. That's the first time I heard Cuomo saying, when they start killing your children, out of all the black people that then got killed, that's the first time I see him just that angry to say, when they start killing your white children, this should stop, right? So all these black people that got killed since Obama, slaughtered when Obama was in office. Obama didn't open his mouth. He didn't say nothing. He didn't get the highest police that's under his federal wing that he nominated, right? And to even go over there, like, y'all gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was done. And then Trump came in. You didn't hear too much about it, but now Biden is in there. It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna teach y'all a lesson about. It's like a lesson deal, just like on a plantation. And I really don't like to talk about that too much. Like a plantation deal. I'm gonna teach y'all who to vote for, because you would never do this again. You're gonna keep killing your kids. Like, this just gotta stop. Like, I don't know what to do, because I'm not like that political to, you know, I know mentally what I would do, what I would say it, you know, but, you know, I just, like I said, I just pray, you know, these people who have this negative narrative about this young girl and different other people, you know, this stuff don't come knocking on your door. Because when it knocks on your door, I'm going to tell you, your soul will leave your body. Your soul will, bro, I'm just telling you, like, it's a different type of pain when your kids when one of your children or your wife, that pain, you gonna start, oh no, this got an XYZ, but no, you wouldn't say that at first. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you guys to go check him out. He's on the Breakfast Club. He breaks stuff down. He said they call him the Black Hitler. Like, what? I'm like, what? But it's just super crazy, you know, whatnot. But other than that, they got a few other things, you guys. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about gospel news. LeBron James, a store owner. I'm not a store owner, a club owner, a bar owner rather, said that until they expel LeBron, he's not gonna play sports in his establishment. I just wonder who he think he's hurting. Like, who in the hell do he think he's hurting about saying it? Like, I think he thought like people was gonna go trend behind it. Brother from another mother, you can do whatever you want to do. Them people not listening to you. They just came out of recession. Restaurants are not doing good. For those who are doing good, it's the bigger ones, okay? And if you take sports out of your establishment, which obviously people are not going to want to come to watch the games. You know, when the football season come in, I think we have like Sunday, Monday night football, and I think you have football on Thursday. That's like 3 nights that you will lose business, like strong business. You have college sports on Saturday, so that's 4. So therefore now you decided to take an attitude instead of thinking about business. You know what I'm saying? You so worried about consumed and worried about this man. See, it's just crazy, man. Mind your business. He can say whatever he wants, you know. This bottom line, a lot of these athletes come from nothing, and God gave them this platform to talk, preach, push, do whatever they got to do, you know, to help people like myself that don't get help, or people like someone under me to get help, you know. So I definitely don't understand the animosity that people will carry and carry these grudges on their heart. Like, dude, you don't know dude from Adam or Eve, so why are you that pressed? Like, I mean, I understand, like, for me, I love debating. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I love debating. And when I debate, that's the best, you know, I give you my best then when I'm debating or whatnot, right? But whenever I'm like not debating, I'm not gonna say too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna say too much. To be honest, I didn't know how, because I haven't done this in so long, and I normally do radio. I haven't done live screen, and I think I'm doing pretty good, hopefully. But I've been on here for like what? I got 10 more minutes or whatnot. 10 o'clock is almost knocking on the door, and I did well. I think I did well. I do know that the chief himself in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is getting, well, it looks like he was investigated for some things. You know, I didn't read too much in it. They suspended him for 87 days. These people are so funny. These people are so freaking funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, you suspend him and give him his job back. Like, why? Like, what is, like, why? Like, what is, I don't know. I'm just stuck on that one, you guys. I'm real stuck on that, you know? I don't know all what he did, but he done some stuff, I assume. And he broke some rules and stuff like that, you know? It's crazy. And my hometown, someone needs to really pray heavily. I think the preachers need to stop worrying about money from the government, and they need to like just pray our grounds, our, you know, like our homes are just being invaded by people about the outside of, I'll say evil, because these kids now, they have no regards for nothing, no respect, no regards, no anything. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that prayers are the biggest void that we have, that we're not doing, not have, but we're not doing. Because prayers, really, like my grandmother prayers, even though we had our ups and downs, or whoever prayed for me, I needed those prayers. Because sometimes when I was young, I would lay down and not even pray. You know what I'm saying? I'll pray more for my boyfriend than I prayed for myself. So when you don't, for me, when you don't pray, you lose everything. Who you are as a person, your humanity, and everything else. I see a lot of brothers out here killing baby mamas. Like, I'm like you just got to be kidding me. You know what I'm saying? Women killing their children. Like, that was just unheard of when I was coming up. Now, we've done some stupid stuff. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But we never, it was just rare that you seen someone committing suicide. It was rare that you seen a black home abusing their children. Yeah, they caught whoopings because they were bad as hell, some of us. But it's just rare for a man to have to not have a heart and turn around and blow someone's brains out who he say he loved unconditionally, to leave their kids out here. And I'm a living proof of you leave your kids out here, not saying that people intend, like God have his way of like, is over with, is over with. You know what I'm saying? But I just think humanly, no one should be taking nobody's life until God says so. You know what I'm saying? You know, or the high power, whatever y'all want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call it high power, you call it God, you call it whatever you want. At the end of the day, we got something above us, and it's something above us. And whatever's above us, they run stuff. And maybe when we were born, they gave us all our 5 cents. They gave us everything we needed to come down here on this earth. And it's up to us to understand what we're here for. And sometimes we don't do that, you know. I know I didn't do it until later on in life. Now I'm trying to get it together. So hopefully by 60, I could just be chilling. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. Hopefully I'll have my business license in Jamaica, because I want to do business outside of the United States. You know, I'm trying to expand in a better way, because here everything is so expensive. My black folks don't like to work. And whenever you try to get them to help you, they have help you. They're not trying to help you build your business. They quick to tell you what the hell to do. That's just in the black Americans culture now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sick of it. So I have a whole nother game plan, you know, that's going on right now, you know, and I know that it's going to work because God told me so, or my spiritual intuition told me so. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, I'm going to sign out. We talked about my boy DMX. We talked about my boy. Oh, you guys, I forgot. Digital Underground. Yeah. You know, I forgot his name. But I know the one that do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, like he used to be so funny when I was growing up. And yeah, we used to be doing the dance and vibes and vision and stuff like that and enjoying ourselves because he was more fun. And, you know, his music was more fun, you know. And I do miss those days when you just had a bunch of fun. It was not all this stuff, you know. And I did go listen to some, you know, listen to him. I did not know that he was just that smart. Not saying he was like dumb, but he was real educated. He was like, he talked like Pop and them talk. You know what I'm saying? So I did listen to him a lot, you know, and he knew music and he knew sound and he knew all type of stuff that I never knew because he always had fun music, like the music that you laughing, but you're still doing some type of dance to the song. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. He's in that number of people that's going up there to meet those other, you know, they're going to meet Aretha Franklin, you know, Luther Vandross, you know, people that I wish I could have just went to the concert like once. I was too busy worrying about boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? Or worrying about Juvenile, or when Juvenile coming to Baton Rouge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm finna sign out. I do appreciate you. I know who that is. I believe my people who's sick, but hopefully I held it down today. Pretty much. And I talked about Atlanta Housewives a little, but I'm gonna start this week coming on another day so I can talk more about reality TV separate from the serious stuff that's going on in the world. So you guys have a great day. It's Erica Chanel. D will be back with us next Wednesday. He better not eat nothing close to time coming on and more. Bye. Have a great day. Peace.